we have a Pure Pinellas presentation.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We've tried to, we appreciate the opportunity to continue doing it this year and try to find things that are uniquely Pinellas to share with you. And today we have a really interesting presentation. Pinellas is all about art and culture, and we are all about expanding our tourism base. But we're also about supporting local businesses and our artists and our food. And today we have a combination of all those things, and we're really proud to have Mr. Bill Brown, who is the founder and the best title of job ever, Chief Chocolate Officer at William Dean Chocolates in Bel Air Bluffs, who's going to come and talk about his business,
Great idea.
how it was founded in 2007, and it's named in honor of his the founder's father, William, and grandfather, Dean. And now William Dean Chocolates follows the artisan tradition of creating everything they make by hand in small batches without preservatives, and has a worldwide following. So we want to welcome Mr. Bill Brown.
Thank you. That sounds pretty good, actually. So I think most of it's true. First, thanks for having me here. I was going to say I love talking about my favorite thing, which isn't William Dean Chocolates. It's chocolate. So we'll talk a little bit about that. But I first have to say, you know, we've been fortunate to have success, and so much of it I trace to the people in the area. We've had such an unbelievable support from the media, from magazines, newspapers, and I can really see what a difference it is to be embraced by your community. And it probably helps to sell something they want to eat, but anyway, I thought maybe I would show something. It's a video. A few years ago, a local filmmaker came to me and said, I want to make a free video for you, because he was wanting to use it to develop business by going to other companies. And he said, this is your story. And I didn't believe him, but finally, you know, I thought, well, maybe what's the worst he can do? I'm not going to pay for it. And he turned out to be quite the artist. He ended up later on filming at the Cannes Film Festival. He's selling houses today, but he's an incredible artist as far as what he can do with film. And when you see this, just so you understand, for one day I just sat in a chair and answered questions. He just rapid fired me. The next day he just took photo or video, and then he put it all together, and I was just amazed at his quality. But if you haven't seen our chocolates or how we make them, or maybe some of the stories, I thought this was a great way to show it to you. Plus, it's really something that I got from the community that really supported us. And it's when Whoopi Goldberg saw it, she wanted to do a reality show with us. Unfortunately, I said no, but you know, it was really the reminder to me then that it's, you know, you can make a great product, but it's really the way you interact with your community, how they embrace you, that really leads you to success or failure. So hopefully they can hear me and can show the video. I'm William Brown, and I'm very happy to say I'm a chocolatier. The thing that I like most about my job is that I get to share my creativity with other people. And when they come in, when customers come in for the first time, they get to hear our story, they get to see our chocolates they've never seen. And to me, we're not just selling chocolates. We're becoming part of this community, and we're building relationships with people. And I get excited every time I talk about chocolate. I'm fortunate to be in a job that day to day, when I deal with my customers, I get to share my passion with them, not just my product. The way we do things today is not much different from the first day when I opened the shop and it was me and a few bowls and no customers. We still are artisans, and what that really means is we do everything in small batches. We don't use preservatives. We have, you know, some bigger machines and things that help us a little bit, but at the heart, the recipes are the same. We still just Instead of making one bowl of a particular flavor, we might make 4 or 5. But we stay true to those artisan roots that we had, because I think that's part of what made our first chocolate special, and I don't want to give that up. So we'll never be a company that you'll see, you know, gigantic bowls and machines that do the work. It's always going to be done by hand. We still paint every mold by hand that we airbrush it. We still use brushes. We don't try to take shortcuts. It does take longer, and that makes a difference probably in how we sell our chocolate. But at the end of the day, when I look at those pieces of chocolate, the ones coming out today look just as good or better than the ones that I made when I first opened the shop. Nothing's changed except maybe the number that we make. A lot of times people ask me how I got here, and I try to get a good answer, but honestly, if you'd asked me years ago, this would never have been on the 100 jobs I thought I might do. I thought I'd be a baseball player, I thought I might be an attorney, I studied to be a teacher, and sometimes it feels like when I go on vacation and I'm trying to find this beautiful spot and I get lost. And sometimes when I get lost, I find myself in a place that's better than what I was looking for. And when I come to work every day, that's kind of how it feels. I don't know how I got here, but I just know I'm in the right spot. William Dean Chocolates is an affordable luxury. It's nice to be the kind of gift that somebody can give that is special, that people don't expect, that has a sense of wonder when they get it. And that's what we are. I mean, you maybe aren't buying the houses and cars you used to, but you can still indulge in something that's really the top of the line in what it is. And I always hear that, you know, when people first open the box, there's a sense of wonder because they cannot believe that it's edible, that it's chocolate. So hopefully that shows a little bit about how we do it. And I always hear from people about the Chief Chocolate Officer. And the reason that title is there is I actually came to Tampa area to kind of start my second career. I'd been a dot-commer in Atlanta in the 90s and all those highs and lows that come with that. And I just decided I need to go to a big company where I can prove myself and rise through the ranks. And I came here and started at Ceridian Benefits Company. And I had to actually start on the bottom as a phone person. But in 5 years, I was running the department. But somewhere along the way, chocolate got in front of me. And after years of, I didn't fight for titles, but everybody else did. If you turned your back and they could, you know, I just got tired of titles and people thinking that's what business was about. Because to me, it was about taking care of your customer. So that's why I came up with Chief Chocolate Officer, because it's kind of a stab at my past. But like I said, we've been so fortunate. It's going on 13 years now, and I have no past in food. I mean, I learned it all as I went, and I have been fortunate to win. You know, we've won a lot of awards, and I'm afraid to ask how many people haven't had them, but that's okay. And we've started to add new things like gelato and pastries. We're about to add breakfast and some other things, but I really feel lucky every day when I think about it, because I've had friends that started businesses in other cities. And when I started it, I felt like it was the right location, that we had the right customer base for, you know, it is, as I said, it's an affordable luxury, but, you know, our chocolates, we use the best chocolate. I have 3,000 or 7,000 pounds of purees coming from France right now. So we import orange peel from Italy. So I don't take shortcuts, because I think, for me, I want to put the best product out there I can. And if it costs a little more, it's not for everybody then. But it tastes, when you taste it, it's really the best that can be done. And we've been recognized as one of the top 11 chocolate companies in the world. So we've been really fortunate, and I kind of laugh sometimes because we nationally are really well known, and sometimes locally, I do feel like I feel very proud that I have people think that we're kind of a local treasure sometimes. I get that from people. But, I, again, just wanted to share a little bit of the story. I don't know if I missed anything, if anybody has any questions. Or.
Well, I can't believe you didn't mention Hunger Games, but...
Well, I had nothing to
for
do
that
with it,
matter.
honestly. Yeah, we were in the Hunger Games. Actually, we were in all the movies. We've been on The Tonight Show. I was supposed to be on Shark Tank, and thank goodness that fell through, because they would have eaten me alive. But no, we've been very fortunate. You know, I believe there's luck out there. There's good luck and there's bad luck, and people who are successful usually say it's all good work. But I know we caught some good breaks. The Hunger Games, they just happened to be at a shop that carried our chocolates. The food stylist saw it, bought them, put them in the movie, and I was at the movie theater, had no idea they were in the movie, and all of a sudden they filled the whole screen for about a second.
Wow.
And so that didn't hurt.
That's cool.
And you know, I should have taken Whoopi up on the reality show, but the challenge there was you never know what they're going to put on there. Although I did offer, I don't mind being a Kardashian for a few years if I can have a Kardashian bank account. But and the other thing that I do want to share is it's great for me because it's a dream for me to do this job. But even bigger than that, I have about 15 to 20 employees, and so I'm giving them a chance to do what they want to do, and they get to do stuff. Our shop is you know, there's maybe 15 or 20 in the country that do things like we do. I mean, there's other chocolate companies locally, but the techniques we use, the product we use, it's, you know, I always tell people it's like cars. There's, you know, Mercedes and BMW are maybe a step above a lot of cars, and they cost it. And that's kind of how we are as a chocolate. It's not that we're necessarily better. I love C's, but we are using chocolate that costs $10 to $15 a pound, not $2 to $3 a pound. So anyway, thanks again for having me here. And if there's any questions at all, I'm happy to answer.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, I appreciate it. So I feel guilty. I haven't been here before.
Where have you been?
Huh?
Where have you been?
Well, you can guess.
Been busy.
This time of year, Valentine's Day,
Oh, yeah.
it's a little crazy right now. And again, like I said, every year I keep waiting for the kind of the shoe to fall. Like this will be the year people forget about us. And we just got run over at Christmas. So it's a bad feeling, but it's a good feeling. I hate saying no to people, but it's nice that people still come to us.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I want to thank you so much, and I want to mention to you all, if you haven't had a chance, they have a wonderful tea. And then also, I've had the occasion to actually make chocolate
Ooh, me
bars
too.
there before
So
a couple
fun.
times. And
Do what?
I had
Actually
a
make
chance
my
to
own
make
chocolate
chocolate
bar.
bars.
Oh, with them?
Yeah.
No's not in my vocabulary, so when people ask me, like they don't even let me really talk to the people asking for donations anymore. But somebody years ago said, "Oh, can we come back in your kitchen and have beer and wine and food?" And I said yes. And so it's evolved into this thing where maybe once a month we cook all day and we set up little tables in back, and usually it's always you know, banks or wealth advisors or doctors, and the food's pretty good. And then at the end of the night they make chocolate bars.
Well, how come we never heard of that before? Karen?
We have
Well, it was
now.
a charitable fundraiser.
Well, Habitat for Humanity has done it a couple times. So, and we've done charity events, and I'm always open to that. I have two nieces with cystic fibrosis, so we raised, you know, over $10,000 once, and for hospice, in one night in our kitchen, they raised over $120,000.
Right.
So it is good for that, because the people who have done everything have not made chocolate bars in the kitchen and eaten food and wine. So the people that gave the big checks told me it was the most fun they'd ever had at a charity event.
How
Yeah,
fun.
it is fun.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. We really appreciate you
All
being
right,
here.
thank
Thank you so much.